This is Boxing Tickets, and we are delighted to be joined once again by the Kingdom Warrior, Kevin Cronin. Obviously, he's on our way to a session today. Kevin obviously was probably announced a few days ago now. You're now obviously going to be in your third domestic fight in just over a year and a half. So obviously, it's all ships to the sail at the moment. Just over 4 weeks to go. Probably in some ways, it's probably two fingers up to people that probably think that you didn't want to have domestic fights.
Yeah, yeah. Kind of, in a way, I'm not really thinking of it that way, but yeah, I suppose in a way I was told, well, I wasn't told. I seen comments obviously after the last fight saying whatever, I was avoiding a certain person, and then another comment from another person saying that I wouldn't fight this fella. But I always made it kind of clear to you that I'm open to any fight, but you can't fight unless there's an offer on the table. So if someone says you're avoiding them, but there's no fight offer there, then how are you avoiding them? And like that, I think there was a comment about me avoiding Emmett Brennan. This is the first time I was offered to fight Emmett Brennan. Within 30-second phone call, the fight was made. I like, yeah, I suppose it's the two fingers up. But at the end of the day, look, I'm here to fight and win the fight, and not thinking about what other people have to say. That's that's part of the parcel. That's what comes with it, isn't it?
It's I guess in some ways like this can be the biggest fight. I know you've had your fights with Jimmy Morrissey, but obviously it's the biggest fight in terms of venue and everything else. Like whenever obviously everybody was getting the shots at the Three Arena and stuff last year and Katie Taylor cards, like this is obviously the biggest venue. And I think we laughed and joked obviously about you sort of don't seem to fight in the same venue sort of twice sort of thing. So you know like Three Arena, Callum Walsh undercard, fighting them at Brennan. But at the moment, it's down as the Celtic super middleweight title. Obviously, I know there's the stuff going on with Tommy Hyde in the background, sending there and for Caton, but this is one you couldn't turn down.
No, I definitely couldn't turn down. And yeah, and that side of things, I don't have a clue what's going on there. I was offered the fight, I accepted it. So that's the only part in all that I played really. But yeah, no, but it's not that I couldn't turn. Well, I couldn't turn down, but like I wouldn't have turned it down anyway. We were always open to this fight, but we've never been offered this fight. So grand for people to talk, but we were offered it this now when we accepted it. So yeah, look, I'm buzzing. I'm buzzing. I can't wait to fight in the Tree Arena. And yeah, like you said, biggest fight in my career, definitely. Toughest fight in my career, definitely. Like Emmett, I have a lot of respect for the way Emmett boxes and everything. You don't even the amateurs, like only the top guys out there make the Olympics. And he was there, so it's really got me up for this fight. And like that, I'm not here to take part. I'm very confident as well going into this fight. So but yeah, I'm buzzing, big crowd coming up from Kerry as well. So yeah, I look forward to causing a big upset above here.
What is it? Obviously, it seems to be even obviously everybody's sort of scheduled to fight you. Like you're a nice guy and everything else, but like it just seems to be when people are fighting against you now, there sort of seems to be there's not so much smack talk, sort of this. You didn't sort of have it with Jimmy Morrissey. Obviously, there was a bit of with the build up with Craig McCarthy and things like that. But like Emma Brennan's obviously had said that I'm not sure if you've seen his comments where he's saying he's a better technical boxer. He's obviously all the experience and everything else like that. And he believes it's going to be a good fight, but he's going to stop you. Like, do you buy into much of that? Like, I guess he's going to do his best to sell the fight. Have you seen his comments? And if you have seen his comments, what did you think of the comments he's made?
Nah, I take no notice of that stuff, to be honest. Boxers talk, he's probably trying to sell himself. Probably believes he's going to do it at the same time too, the same way I believe I'm going to do it. Like, it's like I said earlier, it's part of the parcel. Like, I don't, I don't really care what other fighters have to say. Like that. I know there was that bit of, you said a bit of shit between me and Craig, but that was just two guys who there was a lot of needle between. I don't really have that with fighters. And then obviously you had some comments online, but that's just I think some fighters are just trying to that aren't getting fights and trying to jump their way into fights and all that. But yeah, like that, I take no notice of the talk. I've no issues with Emmett. But like that again, for the press conference or weigh-ins or something, I'm not gonna let someone get in my face either at the same time. But Like that with Jamie, there was no issues. We're both there to fight. I'm there to win a title. Emmett, as a person, with no issues with it. For me, it's the title. It's the winning the fight. It's not about chatting shit, trying to cause fake beef or anything like that. I'm just here to win. Yeah, I don't really care what he had to say in that sense because I'm confident what I'm gonna do anyway. And if he believes that, then do it in fight night.
Is it that it's sort of, in some ways, you're not saying obviously what you're going to do online. He obviously is. He's saying obviously he believes it's going to be a good fight. It's going to steal the show, and obviously he's going to stop you. Like, is that him putting pressure on himself, or are you happy for him to go down that road? Do you say that he's going to stop you? Obviously, then when you turn the tables the opposite way, then that's putting the pressure on him. Where I know he said he was going to stop Jimmy Morrissey, and it took him to the end of the eighth round to obviously do so. Like, do you sort of look at that when you're seeing his comments and you're going, I'm going to make you to be the fool because you're not going to stop me and it's actually going to be the opposite way about?
Yeah, look, in a way. But like I said, I'm not taking any notice of what anyone has to say or what he has to say. Um, but yeah, in a way, I guess. But pressure's on him. All the pressure's on him. He's meant to beat me. I'm not meant to be. I'm not even meant to play a part in this fight. But I know what I can do. I know what we are doing, and yeah, keep talking up the hype. Keep driving them ads up. Keep driving them petty Powerball sports ads up. And the more you talk, the more money I'll make out of betting on the fight. So, but stay away from betting. I'm only messing. But yeah, look, pressure's on him. No pressure on me. I'm there to perform. I'm there to do my thing. I'm there to take the title home. I said since day one, I've no excuses with them two Jamie Morrissey fights. I didn't perform to my best of my abilities, and that's it. You need I always said the better opposition you put in front of me, the better you'll get out of me. And again, let's see on fight night. He's obviously putting more and more pressure on his shoulders. Keep talking, keep building up. That's what I want. And what he has to say, I don't care. I know what I'm going to do in fight night.
You're getting a bit of consistency back again. Obviously, I'm not sure if obviously Conlan boxing obviously will take sort of credit for that, but obviously your third
Mm-hmm.
fight in 6 months, sort of the last time you sort of had that was, your two Jim Morrissey fights and things last year. It's your 11th pro fight. You're having three fights within 6 months. Like, this is a new routine sort of now for you. You want to be fighting every 3-4 months, probably at the very max.
Yeah, definitely. And yeah, it is down to gun and boxing. Look, they're giving me the fights. The offers are coming in. I'm taking them. Like, even talking to Jamie Cann they know the way I roll. Like, John, do you want to fight here? Yeah. What's the date? Where is it? All right, that's good. Line up an opponent. And we go. I want to be active. I want to keep going because like as soon as let's say pick up a win against Emmet and the fights get bigger and bigger and more rounds in the line and there's bigger titles and stuff rolling in, then the fights won't be as consistent because camps are going to be longer and things like that. So yeah, I'm happy for that. And like you look back, like you said, in two fights with Jamie and the fight after it, if you watch each of them fights, it's like I went into that fight and you could see the first fight there was a lot of rust there. The second fight I was flowing a bit better. And then even though it was journeyman in Cork, you could see everything was flowing better. There was no ring rust, there was no nothing, and I blitzed him. And you can see that again in the last few fights, the performance is getting better and better and just no ring rust being there. So this is perfect timing for me. I've had a fight every couple of months rolling up to this now. So like that, I'll have no excuses for the way I perform. And it's not like just because this fight was announced a week ago, it doesn't mean that this fight's a 4 weeks notice fight. We know about this fight with weeks upon weeks. I know about this fight about 9 or 10 weeks out, and so does Emmett. So like that, none of us can have excuses with how sharp we are. We can't have any excuses with if we have weight issues or anything like that because we both know about this for a long time. First phone call I got, it was mentioned 168 pounds, so there can't be any issues with weight. I'm on track since that phone call, So I'd imagine Emmett's in the same boat. But yeah, look, I'm in a good place going into this, and I'm happy with where I am in camp and everything, and a happy fighter's a dangerous fighter.
Kerry Dublin, obviously, it doesn't get much bigger. Three arena as well. You're going into his backyard, so to speak, as well. Obviously, he'll be classified as a home fighter on the night. As you say, all that extra pressure. But like, if you can't get yourself motivated for Dublin v Kerry, you're you're in the wrong sort of environment. Like, is that motivating you and inspiring you more that they do it in Derry, they do it in Dublin, sorry, as well. Like for you to obviously go into Dublin and to bring that belt away from there. Is that where you're sort of looking in your head now and you're going when you're called on the new? Obviously I know it's going to be on the new for both because it's at 168, but like is that what you're
Yeah.
visualizing yourself now? Is obviously you've probably been booed into the ring by a lot of the Dublin ones, but them obviously cheering you out as a champion.
Yeah, yeah. Look, definitely. Look, the Kerry Dublin thing is a rivalry that goes on with years. Probably been used more as a sales pitch for this fight than anything else because it's not like I'm going to be looking across the ring at Emmet in the Dublin jersey or anything like that. But yeah, look, it is a rivalry. It'll really get the fans up for it. I think the whole Kerry Dublin thing will be more hype around the fan side of it. Cheering on Dublin, the other cheering on Kerry, Emmett and Kevin, things like that. But to me, it's just another fighter in front of me that I have to beat. And it's just now it is the biggest fight in my career. It's going to be the toughest, but it is just another fighter in front of me I have to beat. And yeah, look, the belt is the priority, not the fighter that's in front of me. So all that stuff behind the scenes is all good and well, but like I have to bring that title home, and like that, I'm expecting, I'm expecting to get a fairly hostile, hostile entrance into the ring. I know I'm going to be booed. I know whatever's going to be said, but again, it can only motivate me. It's only words, and no doubt that people will be clapping for me leaving the ring, So I'm really looking forward for it. It's a thing of dreams, to be fighting, partly under the UFC banner, with the UFC Fight Pass, and Callum Walsh in the main event will be class, but just being in the Tree Arena, and I think going into someone's backyard I think there's no better way to win a title than that, to be honest with you. It's pure Rocky Balboa kind of stuff, isn't it? But yeah, look, the Kerry Dublin thing, it's great for the fans and all that, but at the end of the day, it's Emmet across the ring for me, and that's all that matters.
And obviously, another great opportunity. I know last time out, obviously in Liverpool, obviously the zone cameras and everything else. You now have the UFC behind it, obviously with the Fight Pass, Dana White and stuff there as well. Like if the Kingdom Warrior and obviously everybody else even on the card isn't getting that maximum exposure that they possess. Obviously, they think of obviously Dana White going to be talking about you in sort of fight week and things like that. Like perfect exposure for obviously any boxer on the card.
Yeah, 100%. Look, for every fighter is great in the card. Um, Look, something you said, Emmett said that makes that is 100% true. Is it is going to steal the show, this fight, It will be fighting tonight. You look at that whole undercard, and you're a boxing fan. Pick what fight you think will be the best out of them. I think 99% of people are going to point to Kevin Cronin versus Emmett Brennan. That's going to steal the show. Look, styles will collide. We've seen the way me and Jamie fought, seen the way Emmett and Jamie fought. I had to go looking for Jamie. Emmett was going looking for Jamie. We're not going to have to look for each other in there. From the minute that first bell comes, he's not going to have to come looking for me. I know he says he comes forward, so all good and well. That means I won't have to go looking for him. Yeah, I don't think it'll go the distance. I really don't, because, as you said, I'm going out there. I'm going to set a hot pace. I know how my engine is. I'm going to set a hot pace. I know I can do 8 rounds for that at a hot pace. So yeah, let's see what way Emmett comes out on it.
Definitely. Well, look, I'm obviously just being cautious of time because obviously I know you have a training session now at one in Dublin, and I don't want Jono obviously on the phone to me giving off. Obviously
Yeah,
your training's a vital part. Obviously you've just over 4 weeks to go. But look, obviously thanks very much for your time. As always. Obviously go well over the next few weeks at camp, and we'll delight to see you in fight week in Belfast.
Brilliant. Thanks very much, Steve.
All right, Kevin. Cheers. Take care. Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Thanks. Bye bye. Bye bye. Bye bye.